You want to grow tomatoes, but you think you need a big backyard, perfect soil, and years of experience. That is not true. I have grown tomatoes in pots on a tiny balcony for 5 years. No garden, no fancy equipment, just one pot, one plant, and a few simple rules. In this video, I will show you exactly how to grow juicy, sweet tomatoes from seed to harvest, all in a container. No fluff, no garden required. Let us start with the most important decision you will make, the pot. Why grow tomatoes in pots instead of the ground? 3 reasons. First, control. In a pot, you control the soil, the water, and the nutrients. No fighting with poor garden dirt or unknown contaminants. Second, mobility. A pot can move. Too much sun? Move it. Sudden frost? Bring it inside. Your tomato goes where you go. Third, space. A single pot fits on a balcony, a patio, a driveway, or even a sunny windowsill. You do not need land. You just need one container. Let me show you exactly what pot to choose. Here is where most beginners go wrong. They choose a pot that is too small. A tiny pot gives you a tiny plant and almost no tomatoes. A tomato plant needs room for roots to spread. The minimum size is 5 gallons. That is about 12 inches wide and 12 inches deep. If you really want a good harvest, go for 10 gallons. That gives you double the root space and double the fruit. What material? Fabric pots are best because they let air reach the roots and prevent overwatering. Plastic pots are fine, just make sure they have drainage holes in the bottom. Terracotta works but dries out faster. Avoid anything without drainage holes. Your tomato will drown. Do not use garden soil. I will say it again. Do not use garden soil. It is too heavy, holds too much water, and often contains pests or diseases. Use potting mix, specifically, a potting mix for containers. Look for words like lightweight or 4 pots on the bag. Here is my simple recipe for tomato soil success. Start with 70% high-quality potting mix. Then add 30% perlite. Perlite is those little white rocks that look like styrofoam. It creates air pockets in the soil so roots can breathe. If you want to go one step further, mix in a handful of compost or worm castings. That gives your tomato a gentle, natural fertilizer from day one. Fill your pot almost to the top. Leave about 1 inch of space for watering. Do not pack the soil down. Keep it loose and fluffy. Now for the most important trick in this entire video. This one thing will double your harvest. When you plant your tomato seedling, remove the lower leaves. Leave only the top 2 or 3 sets of leaves. Then dig a deep hole, much deeper than you think. Bury the stem. 2/3 of the plant should go underground. Why? Because tomato stems grow roots. Every tiny hair on that stem will become a root if it touches soil. A deeper stem means a bigger root system. A bigger root system means more water and nutrients. More water and nutrients means more tomatoes. After planting, gently press the soil around the stem. Do not pack it hard. Just firm enough to hold the plant upright. Water it in slowly. Let the water soak down to the bottom of the pot. If you see water running out the drainage holes, you have done it correctly. That is it. Your tomato is planted. Tomatoes are sun lovers. They need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every single day. Direct sun means the sun's rays hit the plant with no jadang, no shade from trees, buildings, or curtains. If you have a south-facing window or balcony, that is ideal. East-facing gives you morning sun. West-facing gives you afternoon sun, which can be very hot in summer. What if you do not get enough sun? 2 options. First, move your pot to the sunniest spot you have. Even a few extra hours help. Second, use a grow light. A simple LED grow light placed 6 inches above the plant for 12 hours a day works perfectly. Signs your tomato is not getting enough light. Tall, thin, floppy stems called leggy, small, pale leaves, and few or no flowers. Too much light? In very hot climates, Afternoon sun can scorch leaves. Move your pot to morning sun only or use a shade cloth during heat waves. More tomato plants die from overwatering than from any other cause. Let me give you a simple rule that works every time. Stick your finger into the soil up to your second knuckle. If it feels dry, water. If it feels moist, wait. That is it. When you do water, water deeply. Pour slowly until water comes out the drainage holes at the bottom. This encourages roots to grow deep into the pot instead of staying near the surface. How often? In hot summer weather, you might water every day. In cooler weather, every 3 to 4 days. Always check the soil first. Do not water on a schedule. Water in the morning, not at night. Morning watering gives leaves time to dry during the day. Wet leaves at night encourage fungus and disease. One more tip. Water the soil, not the leaves. Aim your watering can at the base of the plant. Wet leaves are not helpful and can lead to problems. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. That means they eat a lot. But you do not need complicated fertilizers or expensive bottles. Here is my simple approach. When you first plant your tomato, mix a handful of worm castings or compost into the soil. That gives a gentle, slow-release organic food. Once your plant starts flowering, switch to a fertilizer made for tomatoes. Look for a number on the bottle like 5-10-10 or 3-5-5. The middle number, phosphorus, is the one that helps flowers turn into fruit. Apply fertilizer every 2 weeks. Follow the instructions on the bottle. More is not better. Too much fertilizer causes lots of leaves, but no tomatoes. One organic option I love: compost tea. Soak a bag of compost in a bucket of water overnight. Use that water to feed your tomato. It is free if you make your own compost. Stop fertilizing about 2 weeks before the end of your growing season. You want the plant to focus on ripening fruit, not growing new leaves. Tomato plants need support. Without it, they fall over, fruit touches the ground, and pests find your tomatoes before you do. Put your support in at planting time, not later. Sticking a cage into soil around an established plant can damage roots. A tomato cage is easiest. Push it into the pot right after planting, while the plant is still small. As the plant grows, gently guide branches through the cage openings. Do not force them, just tuck them in as they grow. Now, pruning. Do not be afraid to cut your tomato plant. Pruning actually helps. Look for suckers, the little shoots that grow in the V between the main stem and a branch. Pinch these off when they are small. This sends energy to the main stem and fruit instead of to extra leaves. For determinate tomatoes, bush varieties, prune very little. For indeterminate tomatoes, vining varieties, prune regularly. Also remove any leaves that touch the soil or look yellow or diseased. Good airflow around the plant prevents fungus. The moment you have been waiting for. How do you know when a tomato is ready to pick? Look at the color. A ripe tomato has full, rich color, red, yellow, orange, or purple depending on the variety. No green spots left. Gently squeeze it. A ripe tomato gives slightly under pressure. Not mushy, but not rock hard either. Taste test. Pick one tomato and try it. If it is sweet and flavorful, the others are ready too. To harvest, gently twist the tomato until it snaps off the vine. Do not yank or pull hard. If it resists, wait another day or two. Store tomatoes at room temperature, not in the fridge. Refrigerators ruin the flavor and texture. Use them within a few days for the best taste. Here is my promise to you. If you follow these steps, the right pot, good soil, deep planting, proper watering, regular feeding, and simple pruning, you will harvest more tomatoes than you expect. Start with one pot. Learn with that plant. Then add more pots next season. Before you know it, you will never buy a bland store tomato again. Thank you for watching The Unseen Seed. If this video helped you, subscribe for more faceless gardening guides. Your seed is planted. Now let it grow.